So you're staring down a floor of glued down laminate, and you're probably thinking, what have I gotten myself into? Let's be real, it's one of the toughest jobs in the DIY world. But here's the good news. While it is a huge challenge, it is absolutely doable. Today we're going to walk through exactly how to tackle it, drawing on some fantastic, hard-won wisdom from flooring contractor James Miller.
And man, isn't that the truth? Miller kicks things off with something that anyone who's ever tried this can feel deep in their bones. It's a frustrating, sweaty, back-breaking job, but hey, at least you know you're not the only one who's ever struggled with it. Okay, so before we even pick up a tool, we need to understand the enemy. What is it that makes this specific type of flooring so stubborn? It all comes down to how it was put in the first place. Now take a look at this, because this comparison is everything. The modern click-lock flooring, that stuff is a dream to remove. It just floats on top of the subfloor. But the old-school glued-down stuff, that's a whole different beast. The planks are literally bonded, almost welded, directly to the wood underneath. It's one solid, angry piece.
And here's the real science behind the headache. Wood, it's porous. It's kind of like a sponge. So that adhesive didn't just sit on the surface. It soaked down into the wood fibers and then hardened. It created thousands of little anchors, so when you're pulling up a plank, you're not just fighting a layer of glue, you're literally fighting the subfloor itself.
I just love this quote because it's the perfect way to put it. This isn't just a cleaning job. It's a physical contest. It's a test of your patience and leverage against a floor that has absolutely no intention of letting go.
All right, enough complaining about how hard it is, right? Let's talk about how to win. And victory, my friends, starts with preparation. Getting this part right is more than half the battle.
Think of this part as setting the stage for surgery. You need a clear operating room, which means all the furniture is gone. You need access to the edges, so the baseboards have to come off, and you absolutely have to cover your vents unless you want a fine layer of dust and glue covering literally everything in your house. Seriously, do not skip these steps.
Here we go. This is your arsenal. A long-handled floor scraper is going to save your back, trust me. The pry bar gives you leverage, but the real MVP, the absolute game changer for this job, is the heat gun. That little tool is your secret weapon for softening up that ancient glue and convincing it to let go.
And look, I know we just mentioned it, but it's so important we're saying it again. This job is messy. You're going to have bits of wood flying, sticky glue getting everywhere, and clouds of dust. Protect yourself. Your hands, your eyes, and especially your lungs will thank you.
Okay, the room is prepped, your tools are lined up, you've got your safety gear on. It's time. This is the main event, actually getting those planks off the floor. Let's dive into the strategy.
All right, first things first. Don't just charge into the middle of the room. You have to be strategic. Go around the edges, near a doorway or against a wall, and look for a weak spot. Find that one plank that's already a little loose, a little wobbly. That's your entry point. That's the first thread you're going to pull to unravel this whole thing.
This brings us to a super important point about your mindset. If you go into this with pure brute force, just trying to rip the planks up, you are going to destroy your subfloor. You'll take huge chunks of wood with you. It's so much better to coax it, to persuade it, which is why this advice from Miller is just perfect.
And this right here, this is the rhythm you're going to get into. Heat, pry, scrape. Repeat it with me. Heat, pry, scrape. You run the heat gun along a seam until the glue gets soft and pliable. Then you slide your pry bar in and gently lift. Work in small, bite-sized sections. This little cycle is what turns an overwhelming monster of a job into a simple, methodical process.
Okay, so eventually the planks will be up, but you'll be left with a sticky, gummy mess. You've got two main ways to attack it. The chemical route uses solvents to dissolve the glue, but you need amazing ventilation for that. The mechanical route means you physically scrape or sand it off, which takes a careful touch so you don't gouge the wood. Really, just pick whichever method you're more comfortable with. Getting the planks and the glue off is a massive victory, so definitely take a moment to celebrate. But you're not quite at the finish line. This last part, prepping the subfloor for your new flooring, is just as critical as the removal itself. This is your final quality check. Vacuum like you've never vacuumed before. Get everything. Then, get down on your hands and knees and really inspect that wood. See any gouges? Fill them with wood filler and sand it perfectly smooth. Your goal is a subfloor that is perfectly clean, perfectly flat, and perfectly solid. And really, this quote just says it all. Any little bump or dent you leave behind on the subfloor will show up in your new flooring. It'll cause squeaks or gaps or weird bumps. A perfect final floor starts with a perfect foundation.
Okay, now that you know the A to Z process, let's wrap this up with a few quick pro tips to make your life easier and, just as important, a reality check on when it might be smarter to just call for backup.
First up, don't try to conquer the entire room at once. You'll get overwhelmed. Mentally draw a grid on the floor and just focus on clearing one little square at a time. It keeps the job feeling manageable and keeps you sane.
Oh, this is a great one. A sharp tool works for you, a dull tool makes you do all the work. A dull scraper is just going to push the sticky glue around. Keep a file or a sharpening stone handy. You will feel a huge difference with a sharp blade. And here we are back at the main theme. If a board just will not budge, your first reaction shouldn't be pull harder, it should be apply more heat. Let the heat gun do the heavy lifting. Patience and heat will win this fight, not raw muscle. But you also have to know when to wave the white flag. If you hit any of these red flags, I'm talking glue that's basically concrete, a subfloor that's splintering into oblivion, or, this is a big one, you find mold underneath, it's time to stop. It's the smart move to protect your house.
And that's the final piece of wisdom. A smart DIYer knows their limits. Realizing that a job needs professional-grade tools and experience isn't failing. It's just good project management.
So as you stand there, looking down at that floor, that's really the big question, isn't it? With the right strategy, the right tools, and a whole lot of patience, this is a battle you can absolutely win. But only you can decide if it's a fight that's worth your time and effort.